Yeah, what's up, Dallas Cowboy Nation? It's your boy G from Jersey, and
This is your boy G from the ATL.
with the Nothing But a G Thing Cowboys podcast. Folks, it's been the week. I'm pretty sure that G Wright, you share the same sentiment as me. We recorded our first episode last Wednesday, and we woke up on Thursday morning to devastating news. As a Cowboys family, we lost 24-year-old defensive end Marshawn Nealon last week to suicide, man. And I don't know about you, G, real quick, man. I've taken that news seriously hard, man. Difficult. I know that, we were in communication on Thursday once we got the news. I saw the news circulating on Twitter. I reached out to somebody that works with the Cowboys and just to confirm, and it took them a while to get back to me. But once they confirmed, man, it hit me like a ton of bricks, man. And I mentioned this to you on the phone. As soon as it was confirmed that Marshawn had passed, I immediately got the remembrance of when the Cowboys were at MetLife against the Jets. And after the game, I went to the Cowboys family visiting room, which is a huge tent connected to the stadium where the players, they come out the locker room, they walk outside, then they walk in there and, they meet up with family and friends and so on and so forth. And when I'm out there, I see Marshawn walking towards the tent. He had some people in there. And when he got about 5 feet away from me, he was nursing an injury at the time. And I looked at him and I said, Marshawn, we need you to get right because we need you for the stretch. And he didn't say nothing to me, G, but we locked eyes, man, and he smiled, dude. He smiled, and he gave me a head nod, dude. And when I heard the news last Thursday, man, that's the first thing that popped into my mind was his smile and how he looked at me and smiled. And so young, man, 24. I know I got extremely emotional, man, because I've lost players before. I lost a 15-year-old player during the season when I was coaching high school football to an asthma attack. And I know what it's like to go through, losing a player during the season and how difficult it can be. But that's my story, man.
Yeah, such a sad situation, man. A sad time for Cowboys Nation, the Cowboys team as an organization, his teammates, his family. Just like G said, man, our deepest condolences, our prayers definitely go out to his entire family, man. A young man lost too soon, and mental health is a very, very serious thing, man. Out here, I put up on our screen here 988, man. If you don't have anybody you can talk to, please reach out to somebody. That number 988, man, is a good number out here to just to talk to somebody. They're there 24 hours to be able to talk to somebody, a lifeline, man. You never know when you may need that number, man. So and just check on your friends, man. Check on your family. The ones that smile the most are sometimes the ones that are hurting the most, man. So always check on your people, man. And like I said, our deepest thoughts and prayers go out to each and every one of them, man. So it's touching. It hurts, man. It hurts. I hurt for our team as a whole, man.
Players, man. The players, the family.
Players, yeah, man. Dak, so close to this with his brother doing, having the same thing happen.
Solomon Thomas
as well, man. So it's tough, man. I know Wanye Thomas is taking it really hard as well, man. So just a tough time, man. But I think from what I hear, man, we have the coaching staff that is built for this, man. So I do appreciate that having Brian Schottenheimer in the house, man, in the building to lead these men in this tough time, so.
Yeah, the Cowboys, they set up a Marshawn Nealon Foundation for Marshawn Nealon's girlfriend at the time, Catalina, and the baby. And, I had mentioned yesterday that it's going to take all of us, from here on out, because the baby's never going to get the opportunity to physically know who Marshawn was, but through remembrance, and all of us we were fortunate to see Marshawn's greatness, right?
Mhm.
And very briefly, but we got to see Marshawn's greatness, and it's up to us, man, to be able to hold on to his memory, and to take care of that baby forever, right? Because the baby's going to need emotional support more than financial support, right? And you knocked the nail on the head, man, with the Wanye Thomas situation. I had initially said, guys, let's take a break from posting about the Cowboys, right? Whether it's the trades or breaking down offenses and defenses, because it's the right thing to do, in my opinion, right? The players, they're human beings like me and you, G, right? Their bodies ache. They have 1,000,001 problems outside of the football field, and it's mentally draining. And then when you lose somebody, to have people, which people were sending these players messages or just regular tweets talking about, hopefully this inspires you. Like, come on, like, seriously, folks, like, that's having it above the shoulders, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely.
But listen, man, the Cowboys did the right thing, setting up the foundation, and I think Shadi said it yesterday, we can move on, but we can't forget. And I think that's the important part, right? Let's move on, but we can't forget what just happened. And we can't act like, hey, sometimes as men, we like to do this, and move on quickly from situations. But this is one of those situations where it's okay to grieve, right? Because we all grieve differently. Sometimes it takes you a week or two. Sometimes it takes you a month. Sometimes you grieve right away. But just understand, right, that these players, they're all going through something, man. But G, man, listen, we got a game this week, man. It's been a while. It's been 10 days, and the Cowboys are visiting the Raiders in Las Vegas for the first regular season game, where the Cowboys are heading to Vegas. And, listen, the last memory that we had of the Cowboys a week ago wasn't good. Losing to the Cardinals the way that we did, and we had the trade deadline. We acquired Quentin Williams. We acquired Logan Wilson. We got DeMarvion Overshown and Shavon Ravel back from injured reserve. A lot of positive things, man. So, what are your thoughts heading into this Vegas game, man?
Absolutely, and don't forget about Perrion Winfrey. That he's not been talking about it. Yeah, he's not been talked about enough. So we do have some great pieces coming back, man. So we get to see, like you said, DeMarvion Overshown and Shavon Revel for the first time this year. And I know we've seen what DeMarvion Overshown can be. And I wonder if they're going to bring him in slowly. Normally, the Cowboys bring in injured players slowly. They ramp them up. So I wonder if we're just going to throw them into the fire. Being that we are 3-5-1, and our backs against the wall right now. So every game is needed. But I think the impact that these guys are going to bring emotionally is going to be a lot for our defense, man. Quentin Williams, like you mentioned, is a dog. And he's going to improve the defense just alone by just his name and who he is. I know we talked a little bit on it last week on Wednesday, when we said that, he came from a bad team, but if you look at the Jets defense has been a top 5 defense for the last several years with him.
They got players, bro. They got players, man. The Jets are a team where, if you look at it, they had one of the premier cornerbacks in the NFL. They had a premier defensive tackle in the NFL. They still have 2, edge rushers where every team in the NFL was trying to get him at the trade deadline, and Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson, right?
Right.
Football is a team thing, right? Football is an absolute team thing, and you need everything clicking at the same time in order for it to work. And for those that may not believe it, just look at what Philadelphia is doing, right? Philadelphia on offense is pedestrian, right? A lot of people, they'll score 20, 30 points a game, but they scored 10 points against the Green Bay Packers and won that football game because the other side of the defense has been consistent all year in the defense, right? But Quentin Williams' impact now with the Dallas Cowboys, now is where you're going to finally see what Osa Odighizuwa really is. Mm-hmm. Because now he's going to have somebody next to him that's going to put the pressure, that's going to command a legit double team. We mentioned it last week that now Kenny Clark is going to play his best ball because when he was with the Packers, he had Rashawn Gary next to him. And in my opinion, Rashawn Gary is one of the top 20 defensive linemen in the game of football. Mm-hmm. But Quentin Williams, I mean, geez, the addition alone, he's the best defensive player in the Cowboys right away. Right away. Like, there's no question. And then with the demo that you have mentioned, mm-hmm. I want to see Demo play. And I know the kind of player that Demo is. Demo is, I'm going to leave it all out there on the football field. He doesn't know no other way, which is how you want to play the game, right? Exactly. Like, you want to play reckless, right?
Right.
But I caution because where Demo is injury-wise, he just battled back for a year to get back to the football field. And it was his second major knee injury, right?
Right.
And you add Logan Wilson, you still have Kenneth Murray, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that the linebackers will play better because you're going to get a lot of help elsewhere, right? And I know that you're getting ready to break down the Cowboys defense versus the Cowboys offense. So let it rip, bro.
Let's go, man. So starting with our Cowboys defense, man, and we brought in a Logan Wilson for a reason. Not only is he a tackling machine, but he is smart for our defense. He is that Sean Lee for our defense. He's wearing Leighton Vander Esch's number 55 now, and he will put all of our pieces in the right position. If you noticed before, man, we were out of position a lot of times, man, because we were just relying on just talent. We have a great one in Shamar Jane. I think Shamar on the line is going to be really, really good, but he's still wet behind the ears, man. So he just goes and goes and goes a lot of times out of position. But now that we have Logan Wilson there, man, Logan is going to line people up where they need to be at. He's going to call out plays when it's about to happen. He's going to be that engine that it keeps us going on both sides. Like he'll have the backside working right where we seem to be out of control, and the backside as well. He'll have that fixed up, and of course, he'll have our front line fixed up as well. But while we're playing these Las Vegas Raiders, man, not very talented on the offensive side, man. They're struggling over there with a quarterback who's kind of iffy, receivers that are a little washed up. You have Jacoby Myers over there, and then you have
they traded him.
Oh, they traded him.
Jacoby ain't there no more. Yeah, Jacoby went to, who did he get traded to? Jacoby Myers got traded last week in the trade deadline as well. Let's take a look.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jacoby Myers he's with a contender now.
Okay.
He's with Jacksonville, man. Yeah, he got traded to Jacksonville, and I think Jacksonville knew that the severity of Young Boy's injury. What's Young Boy? Yeah. So they went ahead and they traded for Jacoby Myers, man.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, Myers wasn't. I mean, he was a okay receiver for them over there anyway. So it wasn't.
He was their best receiver, right? Aside for the tight end that I know you getting rid of.
That's who we got to work on right now. But they have Tyler Lockett as well, man. Tyler Lockett is not who he was in Seattle. He's not that long ball threat. He's more of a possession type receiver right now. But the head of that monster over there, man, is Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is a dude.
All world, man. Coming
out of Georgia, he was a dude out of Georgia. And he did not let up when he came into the league, man. So he is who we need to put our presence on. This is the guy that when they say, "Where's Waldo?" That is our guy that we need to pay attention to, man. So we need to push him. Don't let him have free releases off the line, man. We need to line up man to man on this guy. And from the time he moves, he need to be touched. Until 5 yards, and then run somebody underneath him.
Yo, Brock Bowers had 112 receptions for 1,194 yards and 5 TDs last year on a bad Raiders team, G.
Who was the quarterback, dog?
What
Nobody even knew.
quarterback?
Right, right. And look at those numbers. Like,
Yeah,
come
he's a
on, man. So
problem. And
he's a problem. He's a
he's
problem.
got so far 32 receptions with 383 yards and 3 touchdowns, man, in 6 games this year. So he's definitely getting targeted. In 6 games, he's been targeted 43 times, man.
Yeah.
So you're right about that, man. But they got a rookie. They got a rookie that I know you're getting ready to talk about too, man.
Oh yeah. Ashton Jennings, man. But we gonna get into him too. Ashton is a tough runner, man, but he can be handled.
Okay.
That offensive line is not good.
There you go. There you go. That's the game right there.
Yeah. So we'll be able to handle that, man.
Because who we got lined up now, G?
We got that Quentin Williams down there. That Q Will down there, man.
Man, he got to eat, man.
Oh, he about to eat. And DeMarvin Overshown's back there. So I'm not really worried about the running game right now. Like you said, our key is Bowers. And what Geno Smith likes to do, man, he like to get the ball out fast. He's not trying to read through progressions. If you take him off that first progression, he's in trouble. He's gonna take a sack or he's gonna try to run. So
he's been sacked a lot, G.
He's been sacked a lot, man.
27 times this year, G. 27 sacks already, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes,
with
sir.
12 interceptions.
He holds the ball, man. He holds the ball because if you take him off that first read, he's in trouble. So what he does, man, they will play a lot of shotgun, man. And right when he hit that back foot, he's trying to throw the ball.
I got you.
And so if we don't play like we've been playing, giving people them free releases, playing 10 yards off of them, he'll eat us up like that. That's what he wants. He wants an easy pass. He's not going to throw into coverage. He doesn't do well throwing into coverage. So if we can play man-to-man on these guys, bump and run, and he wants to do a lot of crossing routes, a lot of quick outs and hitches. That's all he's going to do. Quick passes, and then he'll throw some passes out of the backfield to his running back, little flares out of the backfield for that. He wants to get the ball out of his hands. And so if we take away, like I said, his first read, our pressure will get on him, and we've seen what our pressure has been doing lately. We'll be able to get to him, man. So
they gotta play as a Rocco, and they gotta play Clowney, and just stop it with the rotation. I mean, when it's third down, right, and you want to get a sack, you put James Houston in, right, because James Houston, that's what he does. He gets sacks, right. He's not gonna necessarily play the run very well. I don't know if he's an every down, edge rusher, but he does know how to get pressure on a guy. And like you mentioned, this Raiders offensive line is where the Cowboys have to win this game. All right. I'm looking at their stats right now, G. They got a guy, Trey Tucker. He's got 455 yards with 4 touchdowns on the year. All right. Ashton Jennings, the key, in my opinion, is they got to tackle him the first time. You can't miss tackles on this kid, right? Because he's a home run hitter, right? He hasn't been. They haven't been running the ball particularly well on the year. In total, as a team, they have 787 yards on the ground. Ashton Jennings has 547 with 4 touchdowns, but the Cowboys haven't particularly tackled well this year either, which I think that was a problem in the first half of the season. You had a lot of missed tackles. You had a lot of guys weren't filling in their gaps, a lot of guys making business decisions. And the biggest one, in my opinion, that was making a business decision, who they put on alert, was Kenneth Murray, right? Like, Kenneth Murray, you're a linebacker. You got to play reckless. I don't want to see you getting blocked 12 yards downfield, Kenneth Murray. Now that's why we had to go get Logan Wilson. Now we got DeMarvin Overshown back, he's going to want to play every down, G. DeMarvin Overshown is going to say, I don't want to come out. I just waited a year to do this again. Right. So in my opinion, the game is going to be won or lost up front on the defensive line, the offensive line. What are your thoughts on this 5-2 that everybody's talking about?
So the 5-2 that we should play.
Yes.
So I love it. I agree with it 100%, man. That is where we need to be at. And that you won't know who's coming. And with the 5 linemen that we have, you can drop any one of them back and play underneath. Because like I said, they're gonna do a lot of crossing routes. And he wants to hit them crossing routes because you're running away from the defender and you have that open space to throw to. If you cut that off, he's in trouble.
That's where Demo comes into play as a coverage linebacker, right?
Logan Wilson as well. Logan Wilson is great at that.
Yeah.
He does not. And now when I said he's a smart player, he doesn't try to do somebody else's job. He's going to do his job. He's going to stay in his area, and he expects you to do your job. So he's going to hold his teammates accountable, and he's going to be where he needs to be at. So that's why I think bringing them in right now, man, is going to be a huge boost for our Cowboys defense. And I think we'll see a much better defense than we've been seeing these first nine games, man. So 8 games. So yeah,
we got some things to look forward to, man. We got some time, man. What about Shavon Ravel, man? What do you think his effect is going to be on the defense in total, right? Because we haven't seen Shavon in an NFL game, right? But everything that you see on his stuff, I've been looking at his dad. His dad is like, getting ready to be treated. His dad is pumped, and I love it, bro, because it's like if you don't support your kids like that, right? Like that's what you want to do as a parent, right? You gotta hype your kids up, right?
Yeah.
But you got Shavon Ravel as well at the cornerbacks, which we've been hurting at, right? And then you also mentioned Perion Winfrey, man.
Yeah.
Oh, and the safety's coming back too. Both of them.
Both Donovan and Malik is coming back.
And Malik, they're back.
Are they back? I didn't see they take them off the.
No, they good. They're good to go. And whatchamacallit? Yeah, they opened up Malik Hooker's 21-day window yesterday.
Okay.
But then they put Wanye on IR because he's been suffering from migraines. Wanye, get better, bro. Take your time. There's no rush with the migraines. Anything above the shoulders, don't rush it. Take your time, my man. But they opened up. The safeties are looking to be back, and then you also got Winfrey. What are your thoughts, man?
I'm excited about Winfrey, man. I liked what I saw in Winfrey in the offseason, man, and then even in the preseason. I like what I saw at him, so I am pumped up about Perion Winfrey. I think he's going to add a much needed boost on that outside, man, and I think people have forgot about Winfrey. So he's going to come in there and shock everybody. Shavon Ravel, I don't know what to expect from him, man. After you said he's not like Demarion Overshown. We seen Demarion last year, and he played in the NFL. He's seen the NFL speed, so he's adjusted to that. Shavon has not. He hasn't seen the NFL speed. He hasn't adjusted to it at all, man. So seeing him in there, I'm not sure. I would bring him in at times. Like I would probably. Him and Elam, I would probably switch them two out, so he can I'll let him play about maybe 17 reps in this first game coming back in, man. And this is the perfect team to bring him in against, because they really don't have receivers that would threaten you.
They're going to put the pressure, man. I tell you what, man. I know that 90% of Cowboys Nation is done with him. But we have been seeing Trayvon Diggs over the last 2 weeks at the practice facility, trying to gear up, right, to come off of IR. I think he's got another week left, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Correct.
But it's going to be interesting when his 4-week period is up, that what are the Cowboys going to do? Because think about it, G. If they're serious about making a run right now in the second half, right? And you got a tough stretch. You got some teams that you getting ready to line up against. Philadelphia, Kansas City, Detroit, right? 3 in a row. That if you're able to bring back Trayvon Diggs and pair him up with Bland finally, who's now, right? This is going to be his 10th, 11th game, so he's coming off of injury. Shavon Ravel, you can put him on the inside, right? And Josh Butler as well.
He's all the way back too, right?
So I'm going to be interested to see what's the decision they make with Trayvon Diggs, because if you're serious about, trying to make a run at 6-2, 7-1 in the second half, and you have that in mind, you got to bring Diggs back. You can't just say we're going to leave you on IR, right? If he's ready to go, and just look at the conundrum that you're in now, because you just added Quinnen Williams, Logan Wilson, Demo is back, Shavon Ravel is back, Perion Winfrey, Diggs you're going to have to make a decision on, and Josh Butler. So some of the guys that are on the roster now, they got to be looking like, I got to play better. I got to play, and it's a good thing to have,
Oh, yeah. Depth is something that we've lacked for years, but we have it now, man. We have it, and I agree with you 100%. And I think you're leaving out a guy too, man. Kalen Carson, who actually put some good tape. Don't call yourself seatbelt no more, because that
but that was our fault. That was our fault.
That was our fault. And I'm gonna blame our Cowboys podcast, because they the one who came up with that seatbelt or whatever it was. They the one who told us about it. We ain't nothing about that thing until they said it. So so I'm blaming them. But he put some good tape out there last week.
This is only his second year too, G.
Only his second year, man. He was actually playing well until he hurt his shoulder, and people, he had some bumps and bruises. Of course, a rookie is going to get beat sometimes, but he was still out there battling. I liked what he was given until he hurt his shoulder. That's when he started missing tackles. But what I seen last against Arizona was not bad. So I like him out there. So this is what I would say, man. I actually like DaRon Bland in the slot.
Oh, 100%.
I think DaRon Bland is a better slot cornerback than he is an outside cornerback, honestly.
100%, G. I mean, listen, if you're the Dallas Cowboys right now, you got to win week to week, right? Go to Vegas, handle your business there, because if you don't handle your business in Vegas, which is possible, right? I don't want to say anything is possible now with this team, but if you don't handle your business in Vegas, then you're treating everybody differently going forward. Now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play the young guys now. I don't want to see this guy. Let's let him recoup for next year, right? I don't think they're gonna bring Diggs back next year. So maybe you run him out there anyway because you're paying him, right? And say, listen, we're not bringing him back next year anyway. But you treat guys differently, but you do have some depth now. I was looking at even like a guy like Jay Toya, who they were alternating on a weekly basis with Mozzie. Mozzie's not here anymore, but now Jay Toya, like, you're a 7th round pick, you can get better, right? Get stronger, get more physical, and now you can fall back and you can look and learn from these veteran guys. Get your reps in practice, right? And you don't have the pressure of having to be the one tech anymore, right? Because now you got Quinnen, who's going to hold that down, and Kenny Clark. And then you also have Winfrey. So now a guy like Jay Toya, who we thrusted so much pressure on, 7th round pick, right? Like, and only us as the Cowboys fans, we like to do that stuff too often, right? With these late round picks. When you look at DaRon Bland, like, you're talking about a 4th, 5th round pick, and it's like, you got to be great. Wait a minute, guys. Like, remember where guys were drafted at. We got lucky a bunch of times. I think after Dak Prescott, it's like, oh, we're gonna get lucky all the time with these guys. That's not the truth,
Yeah, that's what the Joneses live on. They try to get something. What does it say? What they say? A shot in the dark, man, and hopefully it'll land somewhere great. And we've been blessed with it, man. Tony Romo, so
free agent.
So they've done well with it, but I think we depend on that way too much, man.
G, think about it. Think about it for a second, G. I mean, you've been a Cowboys fan for a long time. You know your history. Troy Aikman, right? Then we went years and years trying to figure it out, right? Then you Bill Parcells, they trade, they signed Drew Brees, right? No, Drew Bledsoe. Sorry, Bledsoe. But
with Quincy Carter.
he on his staff, he has Sean Payton. and Sean Payton says, "Hey, I got this kid at my former college, man. He's all right. We should kind of try to see if we could sign him via free agency." And Parcells listened to Sean Payton, and they brought in Tony Romo. And you threw a free agent quarterback out there because once you had him in camp, you said this kid got it. He got the it factor, right?
Right.
And then you went from Romo to 2016, where your backup was Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore gets hurt, right? Romo gets hurt. Kellen Moore gets hurt. Then the safety Jamil Showers was your third string quarterback. He gets hurt. Your fourth quarterback in camp is Dak Prescott. So if things lined up where those guys don't get hurt, right?
Yeah.
Dak is probably not. He's probably out of football by now, right? Because think about it, G.
Yeah, he's definitely somewhere else. Absolutely. He's definitely somewhere else. Yeah.
And so how lucky have the Cowboys been for 20 years now plus, where you got a free agent quarterback and then you got a 4th round pick, that those are the guys. You think about it. Most teams have to draft in the top 10 picks their quarterbacks. The Cowboys haven't had to do that.
Yeah.
We haven't had to invest a top 10 pick. We haven't been there many times, but we haven't had to say we got to get into the first round quarterback. We don't draft first quarterbacks in the first round, G.
We don't.
I don't know if we might be the only team in the last, 30 years that hasn't drafted a quarterback.
Since 89.
That's crazy.
Right.
Nobody's brought that up.
Right. Yeah.
Philly's done it. The Giants have done it a couple of times. The Commanders have done it in our division. Yeah. We have not drafted a quarterback in the first round since. You know what? Me and you we just discovered that. We ain't discovered, but Green Bay,
man. Yeah.
Detroit, Chicago, Minnesota.
Yeah.
We might be the only team in the last 30-something years that hasn't drafted a quarterback in the first round, G.
Yeah.
And then we can start looking at the second round because I don't know what quarterback we drafted in the second round. None. Stephen McGee?
Yeah. I do some research on that.
Gee, we've been lucky, man. But listen, speaking of quarterbacks,
come on, G. Come on. Speaking of quarterbacks, how are we going to do against this Las Vegas Raiders defense after I didn't take care of the Cowboys defense? Now, I'm going to let you, my brother, talk about this Cowboys offense against this Max Crosby-led Las Vegas defense.
There you go. That's where it starts and ends at, G. Not starts and ends because they got some dudes. They got some guys, right? And when I look at, it's the same thing with Quinnen Williams we mentioned in the beginning of the show, right? Quinnen Williams played on some bad Jets football teams, but that doesn't mean that Quinnen Williams is a bad football player, right?
Correct.
Max Crosby is one of the top 4 edge rushers in the game of football right now. When you want to put a list, Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, Max Crosby's in there, and TJ Watt, right? TJ Watt is not having that kind of a year, but when you, over the last 3 or 4 years, when you want to make a list, you cannot not make a list without Max Crosby. The thing about Max Crosby is the motor and the energy that he plays with on every single down. So the right tackle, they can't take a play off because, he's coming with this same energy every single down, G. And it's a problem for the Cowboys specifically because this week, for some reason, the Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer said that the right tackle position is an open competition between Terrence Steele and Nate Thomas. I mentioned earlier this week that my idea, what I would do is I would put Tyler Guyton, who is our left tackle, I would move him back to his natural position at right tackle. And I would start Nate Thomas at the left tackle and just let it ride. Again, Terrence Steele is one of those guys who you're not going to bring him back next year. You already know because you've looked at the salary numbers. So Steele is not going to be a Dallas Cowboy next year unless he takes a salary cut, right?
Correct.
So at this point, why is it an open competition? Roll who you're going to roll out there. Let them gel. Let them blend. You finally got Cooper Beebe back, right? And just have your offensive line be a cohesive unit, especially when you're going up against a Max Crosby. But let's look at the rest of this defense as well, right? And, I like to go up and down the roster before we start digging into other things.
Okay.
They at the linebacker position, Devin White. They brought Devin White over, long-time Tampa Bay Buccaneer, a guy that knows how to tackle. Not as explosive, not as fast as he used to be, but he is like a Bobby Wagner where he knows where the ball is going, a little slower now than he was, but he's going to make tackles. He has 87 tackles on the year, solid season. In his safety position, they went and they signed for a lot of money, big safety Jeremy Chin, a football player, second on the team with 64 tackles. Jeremy Chin is a guy that, again, he's an impact football player. Their defense is not playing well, but he is a football player. He is a problem.
All over the place. He's all over the place. That's number 11 for you all out there, man. If you don't know, number 11 for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Chin is a dude. Chin is a dude, man. At the linebacker position as well, Landon Roberts, another linebacker for them with 48 tackles this year. They're running rookie cornerback out there, Kai Blue Kelly, okay, who leads the team with 2 interceptions this year, okay? And, the game for the Dallas Cowboys on offense is going to be, can Dak Prescott go back to where he was for the first 6 games of the season? Over the last couple of games, I think that Dak's game has digressed a little bit. A lot of people are pinpointing at CeeDee Lamb being back as to now Dak Prescott locking in on CeeDee Lamb and forgetting about George Pickens. I want to think that, Dak, with the time off, he would have understood I got George Pickens who plays receivers one way, right? And CeeDee Lamb is a completely different receiver. But I got these 2 outstanding all-pro caliber receivers that I have to feed them the ball. I need Dak in this game to take command, right, and to pick the Raiders apart. Understand what you're going to have on the right side, right? Max Crosby's coming, so you got to get rid of the ball. You got to give that right side help, okay? The other part of our offense is, do we get or can we get our running game back in motion with Javonte Williams, who we haven't heard much of for a couple of weeks, right? Can Javonte make an impact? But to me, the game is going to be won and lost on the offensive side of the ball with the offensive line. G, I don't know what your opinion is.
Yeah, I definitely the offensive line, man. In all games, 90% of the games are won in the trenches. So we have to dominate the trenches in this game here, of course. But I do want to ask you, man, do you think that the league is catching up with Brian Schottenheimer and his play calling? Now, when he came out, we was on fire. But, now that defensive coordinators has film on Brian Schottenheimer, do you feel like maybe that is some of the issue as well? Or is it just strictly our offensive line not playing well?
That's a good point, right? Because now there was 6 games worth of film, 7 games worth of film. Then you got to play Denver, then you got to play Arizona, right? But I think it was more the offensive line. If you look at the last 2 games, the amount of penalties that we had up front, right? Even when you look at Tyler Smith is probably having his worst year as a pro. And Nate Newton brought up a good point this week. I think Tyler Smith is playing with injury. I think he's battling injury. Remember, he was hurt. He missed the game against the Jets. And I think he's trying to play with injury, and that might actually be hurting us, right? Because when he's hurt, he's holding. And if you look at Tyler Smith, he's holding a lot more this year. I think he's got about 3 or 4 on the year so far, right? Our offensive tackles haven't been good. They have not been good. As long as Tyler Guyton is going to be your left tackle, you're going to have a problem. And that's the truth, right? He's not, to me, I can't see Tyler Guyton making a jump to be the left tackle that we need him to be. And when you think about left tackles, you think about Trent Williams, right? You think of guys like that. And can you envision Tyler Guyton making a jump like that? I can't do it. And again, I don't understand why the Cowboys try to reinvent the wheel so many times with players and where we draft guys, right? Tyler Guyton played right tackle at Oklahoma. We draft the right tackle and say, you're going to go play on the left side. You're playing the best defensive end is lining up against him on every single play, right? Cooper Beebe, we took from guard and said, you're going to play center. So we try to do too much and too many different things all the time, and I think that hurts us. I do think that Shoddy had the opportunity over the last 10 days to bring himself back down, understand that I'm not running the ball like I did, right, in the first 5 or 6 games, and Javonte was picking up chunk yardage for us, making the passing downs easier. When you only had George Pickens, you saw a Dak Prescott. Maybe he has too many options. Maybe when he has CD and Pickens, it's too much for him to process, right? But maybe over the last, he says, okay, listen, one of them is going to be open. And I just have to slow myself down, right? And not have to force feed one or the other or say, hey, I got to give him 50% and him 50%. And maybe Shoddy and him had that one-on-one conversation, right? But I do think the problem this year has been the offensive line. I don't think that they've played enough together with guys being hurt. There hasn't been enough cohesion. But, listen, the OC, Clayton Adams, and an offensive line coach, you saw that in the run game, which is his thing, we have been effective, right? But in the past, I don't think we have guys up front that are going to uphold the passing game. But I do think that they put on a better performance on Monday night against the Raiders.
I agree with you on that. And I think the offensive line has been a struggle for us. And our offensive line is much better in the running game than they are pass blocking. But we've mentioned players coming back on the defensive side. This week also, Jonathan Mingo should be in the lineup this week.
He has to be. He has to be, because if not, then they got to store him away on season ending. And when you look at it, G, I think they store him away because Ryan Flanoy has earned all of his snaps, in my opinion, right? The only other guy that you can possibly demote to let Mingo rock out is
Say it.
It's gonna be it's gonna be Jalen Tolbert, right? And Jalen Tolbert, again, this is a guy who I do not see in the 2026 plans for the Dallas Cowboys. So if you're going to want to see what Jonathan Mingo can do, this is the time. This is the time. You already know what Jalen Tolbert is, right? Yeah. So do you say right now, hey, Mingo, let's go. I need to see you for the last 8 games of the season because I have to really evaluate you. Or are you going to say, Jalen Tolbert, you're really good friends with Dak. Let's keep you up there because you also do special teams, right? So that's a decision that they're going to have to make. If it's me, I say, let me see what Mingo has to offer. Let me see for the last 8 games, right? I don't know what your opinion is.
You gave up a pick for him. You wanted him. You brought him in here to play with Dak Prescott. We have not seen him one play with Dak Prescott yet. This is
not a play. You're right.
Not a play. So this is the time that you see what Jonathan Mingo is. And I'm going to be honest with you. Watching Mingo play, that man is always open. he hasn't received a good ball from a quarterback since he's been in the league, coming from Carolina. And this guy, I think he has something in him. I think he has something to his game, man, and I think he can add something to our game. But I think it'll be a problem as you have already brought out. Dak Prescott, when he has so many weapons, man, he is the nicest guy out there, and he wants everybody to eat. And that's, so he's gonna feed everybody, even when the man is hot. So
it's a processing thing. I think, but then again, like, and this is what I've had to explain to people numerous times, right? I'm like, listen, I understand that Dak Prescott is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, but he was drafted in the 4th round, right? When you look at guys that were drafted in the first, they're Drake May, right? Like Drake May, he processes the game different, right? That I think he processes the game differently than Dak Prescott does. Dak Prescott has all the talent in the world. I'm not taking that away from Dak. But what I'm talking about is when you have to process Patrick Mahomes, these guys, they're able to say, this guy's going to be open on this play, right? And they see things ahead. And I think that Dak he processes different, that he lets the play unravel in front of him. You see what I'm saying? Like that, the play has to be unraveling in front of him in order for him to say, this is where I'm going to go with the ball now. And that's just my opinion on Dak, right? I love Dak. And listen, I'm so proud. I don't know Dak personally, but I'm proud of everything that he's accomplished. Oh, yeah. And I was explaining to my wife last week, I said, people don't understand that being a quarterback from the Dallas Cowboys is the most difficult thing to do in sports.
It's different.
Because we haven't been good in 30 years, but the Dallas Cowboys quarterback has been mentioned every single day somewhere,
Yeah. The Cowboys quarterback carries the weight of 30 years, however long it goes. Whatever the quarterback is, he's going to carry that weight, man, of that. So
Staubach, White, all of those guys, like you carrying that legacy, man.
All of them did, man. All of them did, and so it's a legacy to keep, man.
G, give me a prediction, man. What you think?
Man, this is going to be a tough one, dog. On paper, we're the better team. The tragedy was huge, and I think that threw a huge monkey wrench in our game, man, in our preparing for this game. And they say you win and lose games not on Sunday, but Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday. And I wonder if we, because of the tragedy, if we were able to really focus in practice, man. So I think it's going to be a tough game, man. I think the Cowboys still win, baby. 31-17 Cowboys, baby. You know what we do, baby.
So I got a very similar score to you for all of the same reasons that you mentioned. I got the Cowboys winning 34-17. I think that the defense, they go out and they get 4 to 5 sacks this week. I think Ezeraku and Clowney are going to benefit from those interior guys, right? And if you've watched Ezeraku, he's getting better. He's getting better. He's getting better. He's understanding what to expect from an NFL offensive tackle right now. And I think that he's just opening up his tool belt to get to the quarterback, right? And he's also had the ability to talk to NFL defensive ends and say, what works for you over here, right? And I think that we get 4 to 5 sacks on defense. I also think that they pick off Geno Smith at least once this week, man. Okay. On the offensive side, I think that Javonte Williams goes for over 100, but I do think that CeeDee Lamb has a multiple touchdown game. I think CD comes down with 2 TDs, man. And I think that they're getting ready to gear up to make the second half exciting like we explained next week, man. G, it's been fun this week, man. Listen, the people asked for it. Hopefully we delivered, and we're going to give y'all more content. Hopefully Monday or Tuesday we can link up again to do this and do the recap, all right? G, we got to get this one, G. If not, ain't going to be nothing to talk about.
Hey, man, with draft time, man. We're looking at the draft at that point, man.
Listen, folks. It's been a heck of a podcast, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. Please follow us, guys. We can only do this with y'all. And the number one thing you can do for us is you can give us your honest opinion on what you think we should be doing better. Because that's the only way that we're going to get right at this thing, man. So for a Nothing But a G Thing podcast, this is G from Jersey. And
man, this is G from the ATL, baby.
Until next week, folks, go Cowboys. Peace.
Peace.